Son of a bitch!
Whoa! Dingo! Wait! Dingo!
Get over here! You owe me!
Wait! Sorry, it was frustration.
You caused me a shot!
It was an accident, I promise. I've done some bad shit, I'm sorry. I apologize, sincerely. It was not on purpose.
It's the first time and the last time, Strife.
Okay, sorry. It was just frustration. I'm sorry.
Never again.
I'm sincerely sorry, dude. I apologize. I'm stupid on my part. It's just, you know, the ground.
Don't let it happen again.
I won't. I promise.
All right.
I promise. Sorry, dude.
All right.
Okay.
What's up, fans of IWA Mid-South? This is Ethan Page here now. Last night here in Joliet, I had the pleasure of wrestling Ernie Osiris. The sucker got lucky, but we'll see how he does tonight.
In addition to that, Ethan Page, you have the pleasure of being joined by me, Michael Z, your IWA Mid-South ring announcer. I'll be doing commentary tonight.
Lucky me, lucky me.
Well, we're glad to have you down from the wintry lands of Canada here to Joliet for the Night of Champions. We're going to crown a new IWA Mid-South World Heavyweight Champion. This is not part of the tournament. However, these guys definitely want to impress. We've seen Jason Strife lately, and he's switched up his gear a little bit. It's a little more brighter, a bit more pleathery.
Well, I'm not going to lie, I haven't seen a lot of Jason Strife, but I haven't been able to lock up with him. But last night I did get to wrestle Ernie Osiris, and even though he did get lucky, the guy can still go. Look at that, clothesline back elbow right there. Oh, big drop kick.
Osiris is trained by some of the best. He's a graduate of the Ring of Honor Wrestling School. He was in the class that had Austin Aries as the head trainer, and currently he's the top of the class trophy holder. He beat Mitch Franklin for that. And as you said, of course, he had his victory last night, looking to go 2-0 this weekend.
Oh, well, thank you for reminding me of that one. Like, I really wanted to remember that.
It was more for our home audience who's viewing this DVD, or if you're archaic, videotape via smartmarkvideo.com.
Oh, see, that's what I liked right there, is that big chop on dear old Ernie. That big chop in. Oh, I like that as well.
Ethan, did you maybe pay off Jason Strife to lay in a little bit on Ernie Osiris?
No, that would be rude. Come on.
What kind of money do you use in Canada? It's loonies, right?
No, it's actually colorful money.
Okay.
See, we're a colorful country.
I love
come
your money,
here,
by the way.
and then I have to see guys wearing black.
I love all types of money. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, well, there you go.
Go with the power drive elbow by Jason Strife.
I like that.
Really quickly, I just want to run down the different spellings of names of Jasons here in IWA Mid-South. Okay, our current light heavyweight champion, Jason Hades, Jason. We have Jason Quick, who qualified for the 2008 Ted Petty Invitational last night, Jayson. Now we have Jason Strife in the ring. He's a little bit different, Jaysin. Sin is half his name. Jay is also the other half, but that doesn't mean as much.
Well, I'm not going to lie. This may sound a bit random, but does he not look like AJ Styles, a younger version of him?
Definitely with the headband, that really helps.
I'm not going to lie. Maybe he's got the amount of talent. You haven't seen this match just got started.
That's the thing. We've seen Jason Strife here lately in IWA Mid-South. Don't know exactly everything he's capable of doing, but he is a star on the rise, and he continues to keep getting shots here in the promotion. And hopefully tonight, for his sake at least, he can pick up a victory and continue getting work.
Well, there's that dreadful clap right there. I don't like hearing that one at all. Fans getting behind Ernie, but there he goes with the spinning back elbow with that forearm.
Came off with the forearm, maybe connected with the elbow.
Oh!
The spinning heel kick out of the corner takes him down.
I'm actually glad I'm sitting right here and not in the ring right now.
Exactly.
Wait a minute.
Snap suplex takes him down and over. And Osiris holds on to it.
Oh, spinning brainbuster.
I like that with the sudden impact. That's kind of a move that can just throw off your equilibrium enough, let the blood rush to the brain, and then upon impact, just everything going on inside the head. Very painful. Moves into the corner once again. Here we go. Shades of Tiger Mask.
Catching him there. What's he doing?
Going for another suplex variation.
Suplex, knee to the face. Oh, perfect flex.
There's a very good knee to the face, and he's able to catch him with the fisherman suplex.
You see, that's what I like to see right there.
Finally, baby. Finally. No homo. No homo. That was perfect.
This contest is a singles matchup scheduled for one fall. It is for the IWA Mid-South World Light Heavyweight Championship. Your referee is Travis Young. Introducing first the challenger, hailing from Canberra, Australia. This is Dingo! His opponent, hailing from Chicago, Illinois, the reigning and defending IWA Mid-South World Light Heavyweight Champion, Jason Hayes!
You should. I done one. No, they won't. This one right here. I done one. You guys want that?
You guys are a little confused thinking that ball of barbed wire is for them. Personally, Ethan Page doesn't like barbed wire whatsoever. But this will be a fast-paced and fantastic match, I think.
I would say so. Just based on both of these guys' performances, not only last night, but in the year 2008, it's a matchup that a lot of the IWA Mid-South fans have wanted to see. Now,
Really?
last night, yeah, definitely. Well, Jason Hades, fresh off winning the light heavyweight title at
Chuck
April
Taylor.
Blood Showers from Chuck Taylor. This is
Yeah.
a very impressive champion, and a former world heavyweight
Chuck
champion as well. He got a win back, as they say, from Josh Abercrombie, who defeated him in this very venue on November 4th of 2007. Well, yeah, he had lost to Abercrombie on November 4th, 2007, and last night he was able to get that victory back and really prove to a large portion of the fans that he's deserving of that World Light Heavyweight Championship by beating the longest reigning and two-time champion in Josh Abercrombie. Now he's got another tough task against him just 24 hours later here against Dingo.
Well, we'll see what Hayes can do. See if he can defend that title successfully. I personally don't like these guys, but they can wrestle.
These guys are very evenly matched up. I would give the technical edge to Dingo, and then the flying and impact maneuvers to Jason Hades. Hades was able to surprise us last night. I was talking to Jim Fannin that we didn't quite know all the maneuvers that Hades had in his arsenal, and we both agreed that's what made him much more dangerous.
But that one maneuver he does have, the kill switch.
The kill switch.
Yeah, he gets him in a butterfly, double underhook,
Into a lung blow.
yes, a lung blow.
And as the kids say, when he hits that, you're done, son. Now, right now, Dingo just had him in the Cobra Clutch. Now Hades is reversing it, trying to get a maneuver in
He's
as
got a
well.
half Nelson, and I think he's stretching the elbow over his leg, stressing the arm. There he goes, wrenching on that arm. I guess Dingo didn't like that, neither would I. Oh!
Slaps back and forth. These two showing no respect for each other. Dingo. Now,
Boom,
Dingo's
big
the kind of
arm
guy
drag.
that when he came into Mid-South,
to the arm.
he had kind of a nice demeanor. But as he got in the rings with guys like Jimmy Jacobs, Sammy Callahan, they started bringing out, they brought the edge to him. They brought the fight to him. Now Dingo's realizing that when you come to IWA Mid-South, you can't be smiley, you can't be happy. You've really got to bring it every time in that ring against, no matter what the stature is of your opponent, no matter what their size. And he's starting to develop this vicious streak. And I think we're going to see that tonight here against Jason Hades. And that's definitely something Hades has to watch out for. Just as Dingo has to watch out for that Yoshi Tonic. Locked him into the deep arm drag.
What was that called? A yo-yo?
Yoshi Tonic.
Yo-yo arm drag. All right, I'm going to keep that one.
Now Hades is in
I understood
firm
that.
control.
That was called a chop.
Chops are easy to call.
Oh, wait a... Wow.
What a move.
What athleticism right there.
Really caught Hades off guard there. And now he catches him in a basic but powerful maneuver, the side suplex. Down for the count.
If I could have done that fancy flippity-dippity, maybe I would have been able to win yesterday, but that's not the case.
Well, if Michael Elgin taught you it, then you should be doing it. There we go with a Sabat kick by Dingo. Catch Jason Hades in the jaw. Hades is not going to take that
Going
German
for maximum on
suplex.
his own. Not a chance.
Escapes on the back. Kick right to the face.
You see that? Kawada kick right in the face.
Oh. And really, he caught Dingo. He may have caught Dingo
Wait
right
a
above
second.
the
He might
eye.
fly. Oh!
And speaking of catching his opponent,
He kicked him back. There's the payback right there.
Dingo
Hell,
just
someone
last
kicked
month.
me, I'd kick them back.
Dingo just last month got busted up above the eye by Jimmy Jacobs, and then it was opened up the next night against the new horror Sammy Callahan. That could be something that Jason Hades is going to go after. Just as last night, he went after the head of Josh Abercrombie, which has been very vulnerable to concussions lately.
He's a smart man. Wait a minute.
Hades
He's gonna
definitely-
fly this time.
Hades knows what he's doing. He's making a calculated risk.
Oh!
It paid off.
We got a sky drill press. Is that what it's called?
Corkscrew plancha.
Corkscrew plancha. Okay.
Slingshot style. Represent. Wasting no time getting Dingo back in the ring, still only gets the 2 count. That's the thing, Ethan. In these matches, you can hit so many maneuvers, but you really got to go for the pin as quick as possible, because that split second, we've seen many times.
Yeah, let's say that again. Split second. You can lose in a split second. Just remember that, fans.
It's the difference between a win and a loss. If you take 1 or 2 seconds to pin the guy after maneuver, he may already be ready to kick out.
That's true.
And that, of course, is the difference between a 2 and a 3 count. Dingo with the snap mare. What a jerk with the spinal tap kick.
What's he doing here? Second rope. Oh, big
Arm
knee
with
to
the
the
knee.
back.
And a little bit on the neck as well. Dingo, his finishing maneuver, a very basic but powerful moonsault. And he comes down with such athleticism and agility that he just plants all his weight down on the opponent. That could be the downfall of Jason Hades tonight. And I know Hades would not want his title reign to last just under a month here.
I don't, because I want to take it from him.
He won it on April 12th at April Blood Showers. We're at May 3rd here in 2008 in Joliet. The site of his title victory.
There we go.
Only a 2 on the sunset flip. Both men coming together. Dingo caught him with the clothesline. This is just our first title match tonight. We're also going to see the tag team titles on the line. Mickey Knuckles and Devin Moore being challenged by Up in Smoke, Cheech and Cloudy.
The death match.
The death match
on the line
title.
as well.
We see the barbed wire above the ring in a Stairway to Hell match. Danny Havoc defending against Corporal Robinson, and of course, will crown a new IWA World Heavyweight Champion. At this point, though, we're talking light heavyweight action for the World Light Heavyweight Championship. Dingo jabbing away.
Wearing him down. Smart man, Dingo is.
Dingo's firing up, getting the momentum. Hades able to move because he took too much time. Roll up only with a 2. Look at that by Hades.
Crossbody. Oh, reversing it.
That's
Wait a
great
minute.
ring presence by Jason Hades. And Dingo just
Driving those
fighting
headbutts
instinct.
in. Oh my
A fisherman
God.
buster.
Modified. You see, wait, this could be the finish.
No, Hades knew where he was
In the
at.
previous match, did he not win with a fisherman suplex, let alone a fisherman buster?
A fisherman buster.
Camel
Dingo
clutch.
locks in that camel clutch. Crowd's thoroughly into it. Only our second match in tonight. Second of 12. Hades able to fight out. Gives him one to the jaw. Maybe a big rake across that tattoo might do something. I don't know.
Oh,
I'm not a doctor. Trading chops.
Again to the slap.
Dingo going straight to the slap, catching
He's
catching
not a
Hades
nice
off
guy. I
guard.
kind of like him.
Like I said, it's that mean streak that Dingo's starting to develop.
Oh, tossing him over the top there. Ah,
Big knee to the face. What a smart maneuver.
using a lot of martial arts here, actually. I saw a lot of kicks, headbutts, and
Ethan, this could be really dangerous on that
Wait.
ring apron. We both know that there's no padding there. And even in the middle of the ring, there's only a little bit of padding. But here, at these sharp corners, and of course what lies a few feet beneath the solid ground, Hades smartly able to get himself back inside. Now he catches Dingo with the knee
taking
himself.
The knee himself.
Here we go with the double spring and the double stomp. Driving Dingo down face first into the mat.
The Arabian double stomp. I'm just pulling names out of my ass here, but I like it.
Let's go for the Norwegian snapmare.
Oh, I like that.
No matter what nationality, the crowd's really getting into it now.
Wait a minute.
A lot of
What's
people
going
want to
for
see
it here?
Dingo win the title. He's earned their respect here in IWA in just a short amount of time. And with that reverse headbutt, going for the dragon
Wait a minute.
suplex.
There you go.
The dragon suplex of Dingo is also very dangerous.
Oh, lights him up there.
Goes for the sunset flip. That only a 2. Into a different pin. Are they going to bridge? They're definitely trying.
Bridging out.
That's what Hades is thinking, going for that bridge into the
See,
backslide.
when they turned over, if Hades was really smart, he would have went for the kill switch right there. No! Oh!
Dragon suplex.
Could have had a new champ. Oh, he's
Dingo's
still got
holding
locked
on.
in. Is he going again?
He's still got the fingers locked. He wanted to go for it.
Oh, kicking him.
The educated feet of Jason Hades. And then he slipped out from underneath
Wait a minute.
into a dragon of his own. Someone called the Dungeon Master. We got dragons all over the place. This is quite the fight, Ethan.
I'm not going to lie. I don't want to tell you I'm enjoying it, but I actually am.
For the thrill of the fight.
These two guys are going at it, and they're going at it hard.
And of course, not only do they want to impress the fans, but they want to impress Ian Rotten so they can continue coming here to IWA Mid-South. And of course, whoever has that title, pretty much guaranteed to come back. And it's all about securing your spot, because Ethan, I'm sure you know, there's so many people who want to be in IWA Mid-South. There's only so many spots available, even with 12 matches. And Dingo now going for his patented moonsault, perhaps.
Wait a minute.
Hades looks a little close inside. Hades able to block, or get out. Big kick straight to the gut.
There it is. Are we going to see the kill switch?
Connects.
And the champ retains. Like I said, I don't like these kids, but I do respect them. That match was unreal.
I'll leave it to you because I'm good at this.
Jason Hades, I have an invitation for you. Dingo, I have an invitation for you. I say to both of you, I got a half one. You?
All right, here we go. We're going to have some tag team action. Separate the show here. We've seen 2 awesome singles matches. Let's get to a tag, and this is for the IWA Mid-South Tag Team Championships.
Continuing on with the Night of Champions, Mickey Knuckles and Devin Moore defending those belts against Cheech and Cloudy, who have just been on a roll here in IWA Mid-South. Just last month, they had 2 back-to-back victories in tag team competition. Last night, on the winning side of that 5-on-5 tag team matchup, they didn't win the 5-way fray afterwards, but they both put on a great fight. These are guys that we know as an awesome tag team, very fluid. They're actually the UWA Hardcore Tag Team Champions right now.
Some boys that are familiar with Canada. I've seen them up there quite some time.
That's right, and these guys are looking for their 3rd set of tag team titles that they've won, and I'd say the most prestigious, the IWA Mid-South Tag Team Championships.
Agreed.
Definitely, since coming at the Candido Cup last year, they've impressed the fans, making it very far in that tournament, just a hair away from winning the titles. It's something people would want to see for an entire year, and actually, from even since before then, they wanted to see Cheech and Cloudy not only in the tag team ranks, but as champions, which would, of course, continue having them here in Mid-South, venues like Joliet.
That is very true. This man knows what he's talking about.
Oh, thank you. I tried. Now Mickey went over with the snapmare, and Cheech was able to hold on.
Oh, that could have been over quick.
Wow.
I would have loved it, because then we could have ended this night a little bit quicker.
Yeah, Cheech starting with that high wrist lock, going into the snapmare. Mickey was able to roll through, and then Cheech held on to it, but it almost cost him the pin. These 2 pretty evenly matched already. And of course, we haven't even seen partner Cloudy come in, or Devin Moore. Probably the 2 higher flyers of either team, I would say.
I like how you said higher flyers.
I don't get it.
Oh.
Speaking of higher, Cheech going a little higher on the test of strength. McNuck, as we call her.
Oh.
Able to bring him down. McNuck is what we call her. Ethan Page.
Gotcha.
I'm just saying, if you're friends with her. And like I said, she hasn't headbutt me yet.
I don't have many friends here. I'm not even going to lie to you.
Now, like I said, the higher flyers
Here we
coming
go.
in. Cloudy versus Devin Moore.
Nice headlock, getting the lead, obviously. He is a bit bigger. Oh, pass by there. Oh!
Look at that. Devin coming through with the forearm strike.
That was athletic. Oh, roaring
Tornado
on there.
style.
Jumps over him. Leapfrog. Going for a hip toss arm drag. Another one.
Probably something that
This is
Cloudy
the
had learned
drop
with his time in Shikara promotion. Those guys have been making waves literally all over the place. Not only up in Canada, all along the East Coast. Based out of New York, as we know. Devin Moore does not care where you've made your name, though. He's going to kick you indiscriminately.
Oh, suicide dive there after that super kick, knocking him to the outside. Devin Moore fans' approval, and they like it.
He's soaking it in on the outside.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
First of all, I wouldn't dive through the ropes like that, but if I did, I'd sure soak it in.
Devin bringing it back inside, which is the only place to get a victory in this regulation tag matchup.
He might have hurt himself there doing that suicide dive. Why not tag in your partner? You know, there is 2 of you.
Ethan, I don't want to say I'm surprised by the chemistry between Mickey Knuckles and Devin Moore, but I am very impressed with it. And these 2 haven't teamed up much, and they actually won the titles as part of a 6-person tag with Josh Abercrombie on their side, beating Blackout using the old Freebird rule, which was Too Cold Scorpio, Sabian, and Ruckus last month. And with McNuck's team coming off with the victory, they've got the tag team titles. Abercrombie stepped aside. And now she hasn't teamed up much with Devin Moore, but they really are showing a lot of chemistry together.
That McNucks is starting to catch on me there. McNucks.
And you can't deny the chemistry of Cheech and Cloudy. I mean, these guys are so similar. One's maybe a little,
they're a grade A tag team.
One's a little taller than the other. One's flies a little higher than the other. but still these guys know each other so well, not only from teaming, but as we saw last night, from competing against each other. They know exactly where they're at. They're on the same page all the time, Ethan Page.
Well, if you want to be a top-tier tag team, that's what you got to be. You have to be a well-oiled machine. That's why I run solo, baby.
Cheech brings Mickey Knuckles down, only a 2. Now with Mickey in trouble, he makes a tag to Cloudy.
It's not Mickey, it's McNucks. Oh!
We'll go with that stereo combo.
See, they're working like a team here. Ah! Snap suplex. Oh! Shades of Eddie Guerrero there. And he's there to break it up. Mr. Moore.
Cheech and Cloudy have a lot of tandem offense together. Little combos that they like to do, which really keeps the ring cut off, and it keeps the advantage in their favor.
Tagging in his buddy.
These quick tags are a very good idea as well. It always keeps them fresh.
Smart guys, I'm not going to lie.
And it keeps Mickey weak. And that's exactly what they want.
Oh! Hangman's neck breaker.
I've seen Mickey work out. She's talked about, when I saw her working out, she was talking about the importance of working on your neck strength. And that's a prime example of why you want to have a strong neck in professional wrestling. Because of maneuvers like that.
Look at him wrenching it right there.
On a normal,
Cloudy's not messing around.
No, and on a normal person, that could do some real damage. But these professional wrestlers are always putting in as much training as they can to avoid injuries on moves like that. And of course, to garner themselves championships like we see with Devin Moore and Mickey Knuckles. Mickey locked in that Dragon Sleeper. Coming up with a knee to counter. Cloudy
wrenching on it.
Cloudy locks it in once again. Mickey's got that free hand. Brings her down with the reverse DDT. Implant style, only 2.
You know, Sting used to do that. Maybe he
still does. That's awesome.
I like Sting.
Now double team Irish whip. Holding on to Mickey. Caught her off guard. Caught me off guard a little bit as well. Into a double Russian leg sweep.
We're going to call that the Whiplash Russian leg sweep.
I like.
I should write a dictionary for wrestling maneuvers.
You could have your own Wikipedia.
Wow. That'd be cool.
Crowd getting behind Mickey Knuckles. The IWA crowd loves Mickey Knuckles. She's definitely earned her respect, not only here, but across the globe. And Cheech coming down with those Mongolian chops. See, we are getting international. Mongolian chops to Mickey Knuckles. A big kick to Devin. He's not too happy about that one. However, this is going to cost him that temper. Devin comes from Philly. He's normally pretty calm-headed, but when you get in the ring, tempers do flare.
Quick tag there again.
Yeah, another quick tag out to Cloudy.
In and out, in and out, in and out. You know, that works for many things.
Yes, it does. These two teams are playing a little game of cat and mouse. Mickey's the mouse at this point. Another elbow straight to the throat. Only 2.
Well, he was wrenching the neck in that Dragon Sleeper and that huge Hangman's neckbreaker. Why not drop your elbow in her throat?
A lot of the combination offense of up and
big forearm to the neck too.
Works on the neck.
Oh, the jabs. Oh.
Probably getting a little bit cocky here, and that could be the downfall. Although he's in firm control of Mickey at this point. And they've just laid in so much offense to her so far.
Like you said,
but, Mickey
higher
is a
flyers. He might do something. He might do something funky off the top here.
But Mickey might just strike you in the face.
Or maybe not. Oh my God.
Ethan, this could be the opportunity for Mickey Knuckles to make the tag to the fresh Devin Moore.
This might be a good time for Cloudy to change his tights. I think he shit himself.
We're going to see if the experience of Cheech and Cloudy is going to prevail over just the determination.
You know what? Experience has nothing to do with you getting the wind knocked out of you. That senton was unreal.
Or the feces out of the sphincter.
Oh!
Moore makes tag in.
Just some nice shots there.
Yeah, delivering those shots to Cheech and Cloudy.
Power slam.
The sudden impact of that really catching Cheech off
out of nowhere.
However, Cloudy
having
caught
enough
Devin.
breath after that
Yeah,
senton just to get on him there.
Cloudy caught Devin off guard.
Oh, trio whoa.
This will be dangerous with the tree of Joey Lawrence. Whoa! Big back elbow caught Mickey between the ropes. She had nowhere to go. Devin, I thought Devin had nowhere to go.
Oh my God!
But he's able to counter into the
You see that cutter? German! Oh! What his brains! They're not done. I don't know how they're working so well.
A Michinoku driver by Devin Moore. Cheech able to make the save.
Wow, they are working like a well-oiled machine. I can't say that enough. These two tag teams are going head-to-head. It's just unreal.
You know, Devin with the quick roll. Building a bit of momentum. That corner clothesline, a great maneuver by Devin Moore. One of his trademark maneuvers. Here we go. B-boy by Mickey Knuckles. Devin might go for one of his own.
Cannonball!
No, cannonball.
Big tumbleweed into the corner.
However, Cloudy knows what's up. Gives a baseball slide drop kick to Mickey.
Big forearm. Oh, another one.
And he's picking off Devin Moore as a legal man. Legal partner, we should say.
Oh, there you go.
Reversal of the whip. And a little tilt-a-whirl style.
Wait a minute, going for the DDT. Ah,
Got him in the
not
front
a chance.
chancery. Where he can go
Wait
many
a
ways
minute.
with this.
Oh, those double strikes.
They call this the face sandwich. And it looked like Devin Moore's hungry. He just got fed by Cheech and Cloudy. And you know when you're up in smoke, you do get very hungry. Go Mickey with those quick kicks.
Oh my God! A Kawada kick
face
again.
number 2.
That was what, an inverted enziguri. The other way, he's kicked him in the face.
Onto the back of the brain, right to the front. Now the temporal
my
lobe,
God.
the temporal lobe of Cloudy may be in the back of his head now. I'm not a biologist, I think it's in the front.
Jawbreaker there.
Cheech and Cloudy will not be deterred though. Bringing her down in the big double team maneuver. Tag team champions are in big trouble. And Cheech and Cloudy want to cement their place here in IWA Mid-South. Ethan, the forecast, partly cloudy with a chance of Cheech. Now here they go for death by knees. But Devin's able to counter it. Still kind of gets dropped on his head, but Cloudy took a lot of pain. And Cheech just took a lot of pain to the face. What a smart maneuver. Even though he got kicked in the face, he knew where the ropes were at. And all he had to
Ring
do
presence right there. He
Ring
knows
presence.
where he is.
put a
Can't you
few
get
fingers
it?
on that rope, and that's enough to break up the count and keep those titles in play. It's anyone's game at this point, Ethan.
Oh, suplexing to the outside there.
Cheech
Getting
is caught up on the-
Oh!
And now he's caught up between a few chairs in the front row. However, with the two high flyers in the ring, just about anything could happen, and these IWA faithful know it. Here we go with the tilt-a-whirl into a tombstone.
Oh!
Cloudy's able to
Reverse
reverse it.
destroyer! What?
The Jamaican Destroyer, I heard from him in the back. Cheech and Cloudy are your new champion.
Wow!
And new IWA Mid-South Tag Team Champions, Cheech and Cloudy, up in smoke!
Raise them. We got the bounce.
wasting no time, taking it right to Brody Lee out on the floor. Very smart tactic from Chris Hero. Press the action. Hero is not used to being in a match where he is the smaller competitor. Brody Lee with the size advantage. But Hero taking it right to him.
Sorry about being away from the action, Jim. Good to have you joining here on commentary.
No problem, no problem. As I was saying, Hero was smart to press the action, take it right to Brody Lee at the outset. Hero not used to being the smaller competitor in his matches, but I do believe Brody Lee's slightly bigger than what Chris Hero.
A dangerous one for us.
I don't like it being behind me.
I don't have eyes in the back of my head, but I do have a turning neck.
My back is still not 100% from April blood showers. I can't be twisting and turning up here.
Well, that's okay. The action is speaking for itself.
But you know, Chris Hero, a four-time former IWA Mid-South World Heavyweight Champion, Chris Hero is currently tied with Suicide Kid for number 3 on the list of most title reigns for the heavyweight title. Ian Rotten holds the record at 8. Bull Payne and a man that Chris Hero knows very well, CM Punk, are tied for second at 5. Chris Hero trying to become the 3rd member of the 5-time club, or I guess the 4th member because you say Ian Rotten's a part of it as well, but
he wants to match those reigns.
Chris Hero trying to cement his legacy. Not that there's anybody that's going to question his greatness. If there was an IWA Mid-South Hall of Fame, Chris Hero would definitely be in one of the first 2 classes inducted in to that Hall of Fame. Former Strong Style champion, former Sweet Science champion, 5-time heavyweight champion, or 4-time heavyweight champion. I mean, you can't.
Going for number 5.
Going for number 5.
Jim, we talked about the importance of the IWA World Heavyweight Championship to these wrestlers. And Hero, as you said, you know, he wants to cement his legacy as one of the top guys in the history of IWA Mid-South. Having 5 title reigns to his name is really going to do that. Now, Brody Lee, undefeated in IWA Mid-South. He's 3-0 so far. He's looking to go, I guess it would be more than 4-0 this weekend. He'd jump up to 6-0 if he's able to win the tournament tonight and the championship. And he has a very hard road ahead of him in Chris Hero.
It's a very hard road, but you know, all those accolades that I just mentioned for Chris Hero, those are in the past.
Yes.
He has not been heavyweight champion since 2003. I mean, he's defeated the Rugby Thug, he's defeated Colt Cabana, he's defeated CM Punk for the titles, you know, but he has not been at the top of IWA's mountain since 2003, the summer of 2003. He's going on 5 years without holding that title. Some people may feel that perhaps Chris Hero is no longer the franchise of the IWA Mid-South. At one time, he was the flagship. He was undoubtedly the franchise of IWA Mid-South, but you know, he's taken, Chikara's become a more popular destination for him, and Ring of Honor, Mexico, Europe, Japan. He still makes IWA a stop on his list, but you know, this could be his way. You know, this could be his way of making Ian Rotten put him on every show humanly possible by becoming champion here tonight.
Jim, it's not always an instance of what have you done, it's what have you done lately. Like you said, Hero doesn't have one of those big accomplishments in the past couple years now in Mid-South, and he wants to get another one by going through the tournament tonight. Brody Lee not going to be deterred, though. He'd been making his name recently in Chikara, and I believe that's what got the attention of Ian Rotten and the fans in Mid-South. Brought him in, and he's just been so dominating so far. And I think this is the first time where we've actually seen a little bit of weakness out of Brody.
Well, if there is a weakness to Brody Lee, Chris Hero is going to be the man to find it. We mentioned it last night, and of course, I'll repeat it because not everybody buys every DVD.
They should.
But Chris Hero, will make his students drive him to the show so he can watch on a portable DVD player. He's probably, in the last week and a half, he has probably watched every Brody Lee match that Brody Lee has ever had that's available on DVD. He's probably watched each match at least 10 times a piece to pick apart everything about Brody Lee. So if there's a flaw, if there's a weakness, Chris Hero is going to find it, he's going to exploit the hell out of it, and he's going to lead that, he's going to take that straight to victory in this matchup.
He might be the most calculating athlete in IWA Mid-South, maybe in North America.
Well, if you notice, Hero breaking out the Army fatigues here tonight. He's going to war. He means business tonight. He wants that heavyweight title back.
Bringing Brody back to his feet and looking to just knock him down once again.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with the strategy of picking Brody Lee up. When you're in there with a bigger man, you want to keep him on the canvas. But we talked about it last night. Chris Hero with the attitude change since the Highland Curse days, where everyone said, you don't have that killer instinct, you're just not mean enough, you're not nasty enough, and he had that horrific losing streak. Now he may be a bit too far to the other side. He's a little bit too much killer instinct, making some mistakes, having some flaws in his technique because he's trying to prove the doubters wrong.
We've noticed that temper has been his downfall. That's really the one weakness in Chris Hero, is that he can't control his temper. At least not all the time, not 100% of the time, but that's part of being a professional, is that you have to have it in control at all times. And Hero does have it for the most part. His track record proves that. But once in a while, it slips through, and it slips up Chris Hero, and he comes out on the losing end. But he's really determined tonight to just advance on and win that title.
Hero has to be...
Brody caught him off guard with the suplex.
Hero has to be, at least in the conversation, as the favorite in this tournament. With all the success that he has enjoyed, the only person that could have matched him in success in IWA would have been BJ Whitmer, but BJ not able to physically give it 100% tonight, still suffering from the wears and tears of that dreaded barbed wire match, incapable of being here. That opened up the clear path to Chris Hero being right there with Too Cold Scorpio as the experience and success advantage in this tournament.
Brody is bringing the fight to Chris Hero tonight. Brody, we know about that vicious Yakuza kick that he does. The big boot to the face usually spells the end of any competitor. Catches Hero off guard.
You can see Brody Lee using the size, using the power, using the brute strength to his advantage right now. And that is the only chance that he really has against Chris Hero. Not a knock on Brody Lee, but Brody Lee's not going to out-wrestle Chris Hero. No. He's not going to outsmart him. He's not going to out-wrestle him. He's going to have to beat him up. He's going to have to come up with a big move, a power move, to just knock enough energy out of Chris Hero that he can hold him down for 3 seconds.
Fortunately enough for Brody, he doesn't go that route of technical mat wrestling. He's always going for the power and the high-impact maneuvers. He went for the boot in the corner. That missed. Hero with the finesse. Takes Brody down. This could be it.
Brody is such a large individual to hold down that it's going to take an awful lot in order to pin this guy. You've noted, you already said he's undefeated here in IWA Mid-South. I don't know what his record is in Chikara, but I will assume that he's pretty dominant there.
He's been mowing through many guys, including Claudio Castagnoli, who Chris Hero knows very well. And I think that's what maybe prepared Brody the best for a match with Chris Hero. And really, with the crowd support that he's got a lot of momentum on his side. He's just not the odds-on favorite for this matchup. But really, it's not about favorites. It's about being the best on any given night at any given time. And Brody could prove that as he's loading up the boot. Hero coming off with one of his own.
We've said it. Hero is a large man himself. He can throw down with the best of them. He is a former Strong Style tournament champion. So there's no doubt that he can go toe-to-toe with Brody Lee. I don't know if that's the route that I would suggest Chris Hero take. I think he should stick to the wrestling. He should stick to the, underhanded tactics. He should stick to using his brains.
If you cheat, you cheat. Hero's done pretty well with the rules so far. The second roaring elbow spells the end of Brody Lee, and Chris Hero advances.
The undefeated streak is over. Chris Hero advances, and he is a man with a mission tonight to become, for the 5th time, IWA Mid-South World Heavyweight Champion.
Chris Hero!
October 2004. He came in, he made a big splash, gave me matches against guys like CM Punk, gave me all the top billing I could, and right from there, he just pissed it all down the drain. Damn! And now he's just a guy that goes around making a bad name for IWA Mid-South, and now he's learning how to throw a forearm because they're breaking jaws everywhere. So, in the best interest of Michael Elgin, strong style champion, until I got time to get to the Elite Pro School and teach you how to throw a forearm so you can wrestle in a proper way. You either wear this forearm pad or you forfeit this match.
You're gonna make me wear the forearm pad.
I'm gonna make you wear the forearm pad.
Because you think I'm gonna break his jaw.
Scotty Porter attacks twice. Twice. Saved him once, which I really don't care about that.
We got in the way.
Yeah, but...
No, I'm not wearing it.
Okay.
Should I fucking
We're
wear it?
wearing this match, Michael Elgin. It's your choice. Come on, man. All you brothers that you got here is going downhill. This is your opportunity now to go back up the hill. All you gotta do is wear that. This, that, this. It's like this is like that, like this, Let's go with your jaw broken. You like to eat, it's obvious.
Hey, it doesn't even fit, man. It's stuck. I'm so jacked, it doesn't even fit, Ian.
The following non-title matchup is scheduled for one fall as part of the IWA World Heavyweight Championship Tournament. Your referee is Travis Young. Introducing first, hailing from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, he is the reigning IWA Mid-South Strong Style Champion, the Canadian Crazy Horse, Michael Elgin. His opponent, hailing from New Henry, Illinois, Brandon Tomaselli.
Iron Mike's
Ring the bell.
We already know, Jim, that Ian is worried about the hard-hitting nature of this contest as he's put the elbow pad on Brandon Tomaselli, forcing him to put it on, just so he can compete in this matchup. Brandon's taking the place of one of your friends, BJ Whitmer, a man you know very well. And I'd say for Elgin's sake, he's probably better off not facing BJ, but he's got no small task ahead of him, Brandon Tomaselli. This match is not for Elgin's Strong Style Championship. However, of course, first round matchup in the IWA World Heavyweight Championship tournament. Just the first step of possibly 3 for either of these men to get gold tonight, or in their cases, more gold. It's a title that's eluded Brandon since his start, as we found out in October of 2004. Something that Elgin definitely wants.
Are both these guys going to wrestle in their vests?
I hope so.
Yeah, I would think that would, like, decrease the range of motion in the shoulders, and
but maybe it would make people more invested in the matchup.
I don't know. Now Brandon's trying to tie his up, you know.
This isn't exactly that freezing cold building in Indiana where I saw Jimmy Jacobs wrestling in a lady's jacket against Brandon. Actually, they both had girls' hoodies from the front row, but that's neither here nor there.
You know, the problem with this is, you know, you can pull these vests up over the opponent's head, hockey style, and fight. Well, Elgin said to hell with it. He took his off. Yeah, I'm not very pleased that BJ Whitmer is not in this tournament tonight. It breaks my heart that a dear friend of mine is still hurting from that match last month, and that, you know, we had big plans tonight. We were going to hit up all the nudie bars in celebration of BJ's 3rd IWA Mid-South World Heavyweight title reign.
Well, you can still send them pictures on the cell phone, I imagine.
Well, BJ was going to pay, so I'm not going.
Oh, bum deal. Elgin in control, working on the arm of Brandon. I'm not going to say that's a bad maneuver at all, because if you work on the arms of Brandon, he's not going to be able to break your jaw, at least not with his arms. Maybe he'll still do it with his foot, throw you into the ring post.
But not only am I not happy that BJ Whitmer is not in this match, I got to tell the people, I lobbied all day to Ian Rotten to let me be the replacement for BJ Whitmer. Let me get in this tournament. Let me win the title. Let me beat the shit out of Jimmy Jacobs tomorrow in that title match. But he would not have anything to do with it. And then he tells me that I'm banned from the building because he doesn't want me to interfere and ruin the title match.
Ian's had a lot of blood on his hands in his long and illustrious career, and I know that's some blood that he doesn't want on his hands if you got your hands on Jimmy Jacobs.
Well, he's okay with blood. He's not okay with murder. That's the problem.
I like the fine line that he draws.
And I don't like the fact, I would have liked to have been able to pick. If it couldn't be me and it couldn't be BJ, I would have liked to have had the opportunity to pick a suitable replacement, because I don't like Brandon Tomaselli. The man gets over here on commentary and he talks crap about me every chance he gets. When, like Ian Rotten said, the man has gone downhill for 4 years. And now he's getting a shot at the most prestigious title in the company. And I would have liked to have seen that shot go to someone else.
However, sometimes the wisest moves of generals in war is putting their worst enemy in a terrible position, and putting Brandon Tomaselli in this position against the Strong Style champion, the Canadian crazy horse Michael Elgin, could very well lead to injury of Brandon.
It could.
Maybe that's blood on his hands that he wouldn't mind.
And you know, and the shame is that Brandon is such a damn fine wrestler when he wants to be. He's got that amateur credentials. We talked about it so much last night about Josh Abercrombie. Brandon Tomaselli is just as good, maybe even better in the amateur background. 2-time state champion, amateur wrestling. You know, but he's decided to go the bully route. And that, you know, that is not the best idea for him.
I'm kind of surprised at the route that Michael Elgin is going right now, slingshotting over the top rope, pulling out a little bit of that aerial offense. Something Elgin is audio last night.
Yeah, Elgin is a phenomenal athlete. The man's not going to fly around the ring like Ricochet, but he does have the aerial maneuvers in his repertoire. He can't, you know, we saw a couple of the springboards last night. Of course, last night it was that high-risk springboard that led to his demise when he springboarded back into a European uppercut from Claudio that, like, probably made him have to eat soup today. It hit him so hard in the jaw, but
It's a calculated risk anytime someone springs off the ropes, especially here in IWA Mid-South. And that's the risk that these men take.
Well, that is why it's called a high-risk maneuver, because, if it connects, you're going to do a lot of damage to your opponent. But if you miss, then you are in a world of hurt, and it could mean the matchup. Like last night, it was the difference between a win and a loss for Elgin when he went for that high-risk maneuver. And there, Brandon decides that he's had enough of the chops, go to the eyes.
Jim, do you think it's smart that Brandon is trying to match this strong style offense with Michael Elgin?
It is definitely not smart. I don't know the amateur background of Elgin, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say that the former two-time state champion amateur wrestler is going to be a little bit better of an, if he takes it to the mat and keeps it ground wrestling, he's going to have the advantage. Elgin is bigger, he's stronger, and so if you're going to sit there and go strong style with the strong style champion, you're automatically at a disadvantage right from the get-go.
However, a good amateur wrestler, it doesn't really matter the size of the opponent, because a good amateur wrestler is going to know how to pick down the opponent in any way possible and bring them down to the mat. And that's the advantage that Brandon walks into this match having.
Well, I do have to say, Brandon showed good smarts going for the eyes out here on the floor, because the eyes are the groin of the face, and you might get disqualified for kicking a man in the groin, but you're not going to get disqualified for thumbing him in the eye. But it's going to have the same effect, basically.
2 groins in the face.
So maybe they're the testicles of the face.
Elgin with the whip out of the corner, taking Brandon across the way. Misses with the splash. Brandon now looking to capitalize. Swinging through with the neck breaker as he captured the leg.
Very close right there to a 3 count. Brandon did not wrestle last night.
Brandon's coming in fresh.
He's coming in fresh. Elgin had that knockdown, drag-out brawl with Claudio last night. Had his block knocked off by that European uppercut.
Brandon going up. We've got a 450 on our hands. This could be it. Somehow Elgin's able to kick out. He hasn't taken a lot of splash offense from Brandon, something Brandon likes to do. He likes to use his whole body to his advantage, coming down with that impact, as he is the impact bully. He likes to use that body impact to take down his opponent. Elgin's got a little bit more padding, but quite frankly, he hasn't taken a lot of that kind of offense yet. Hence, I think the failure of that 450, but a beautiful maneuver by Brandon. You can't deny that. Elgin brings him up and down.
Well, when Brandon does a 450, it's more like a 625, 747 maybe, because that's a lot of weight with it. But the problem is that Elgin's big himself, so anybody else in this tournament, if he'd have done that to Vito or if he'd done that to Chuck Taylor,
they'd be crushed like the
they'd have been crushed, and that would have been the matchup. But it just so happened he did it to Elgin, and Elgin was able to weather that storm.
And Elgin is whipping out maneuvers this weekend. We just saw a second rope moonsault out of the corner. Something I haven't seen from Elgin yet. And now he's just going for the ground and pound style on Brandon.
Brandon's covered up. Now he's not. So now he could be out. That's it. That's got to be it.
We've got a referee's decision on this contest.
Your winner of the match by knockout, Michael Elgin.
Once he was able to break the guard of Brandon Tomaselli, it was only 3 or 4 forearms to the jaw from the strong style champion, getting the victory via knockout. Very impressive.
Jim, we know the crowd favorite in this matchup is Vito. However, when it comes to singles competition, we've got a former light heavyweight champion and former world heavyweight champion in Chuck Taylor as the opposition. And I think when it comes to that, just on a singles basis, Chuck Taylor has the advantage here.
Chuck Taylor has more than an advantage here as far as singles competition goes. Vito Tomaselli, do we really know anything about Vito Tomaselli as far as a singles wrestler goes?
He has moderate success, but predominantly he is a tag team competitor. And that's something I've always liked about Vito, is that he was committed to being in a tag team. He always wanted to have those 2-on-2 matches, and he really specialized in that area. However, right now, and we saw last month, he asked Ian, he said he wanted to be part of the title tournament. He's committed to IWA Mid-South, he wants to be a part of it, and he wants that prestige for himself. Maybe his mentality has changed in the past, not only years, but a couple months here, and he wants to get that singles victory. And now going up against Chuck Taylor is a great way to prove it, but it's not going to be an easy task.
Well, the thing with I would like his chances if he was like going against Brody Lee or somebody else in the tournament, but he got probably the worst draw that he could have gotten in the first round by having to go against the man who is the longest reigning IWA Mid-South World Heavyweight Champion in history. Chuck Taylor held that title for 15 months. From the 2006 TPI, September 2006, all the way to December 2007, Chuck Taylor was the IWA World Heavyweight Champion, and he took on all comers. The man beat Mr. Insanity, Toby Klein, for that title. A little bit of a tainted victory to get that championship. Handed to him on a silver platter by yours truly and the BMFers, but he did it nonetheless.
I hate to correct you, Jim. He actually lost the title at the 2007 TPI to Mike Quackenbush.
Yeah.
But that right there shows you he lost it in the finals, in the last 2 out of the 3 men that make it to the TPI finals. He had to go through so many matches in 2 days. That's what it took to beat Chuck Taylor for that title.
Either way, he was champion for a year, and
Chuck has just definitely proven himself in IWA Mid-South. A lot of people didn't expect him to win the title when he won it from Toby Klein. Like you said, handing it to him kind of on a silver platter, but Chuck really brought the fight that night and impressed a lot of people. And along that reign, he beat some of the top former champions, top current stars in IWA Mid-South, just top competitors, top-notch all around. We've also seen him with success in Chikara, holding the Young Lions Cup Championship, CZW, all around the place. And Chuck Taylor brings all of that tonight on his path to becoming a 2-time IWA World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah, Chuck Taylor is definitely tournament tested. I don't know if, like I say, it just, everything goes against Vito in this contest. This would be one of the biggest upsets I've ever seen as far as, this would be the biggest upset since M-Dog 20 defeated Chris Hero for the IWA heavyweight title. In my mind, anyway, if Vito was able to pull off this victory, maybe 3-4 months from now, it wouldn't be such an upset in my mind. But right now, I just don't think that Vito has that experience level right now as far as singles wrestling goes to take out the man that is the longest reigning champion that we've ever had.
History has a way of repeating itself, Jim. And this could be that instance where Vito plays the role of M-Dog 20. We played the role of many guys who go for that maneuver on the ring post, and it's cost him dearly. And Chuck very smartly continuing to go against the arm, using against the hardest part of the ring, that post. And the kid is scared, my friends.
Well, I tell you what, Vito Tomaselli was the crowd favorite right until that happened. Now this crowd, everyone over the age of 5 is solidly in the corner of Chuck Taylor right now. Does that mean that Chuck Taylor is racist?
I wouldn't say so. Ageist, maybe. Well, it's a good thing we don't have to catch a predator here, because that little kid got his pants scared off tonight by Chuck Taylor. And now he's going in with that Fujiwara armbar. Really taking away the arm of Vito is a great idea by Chuck. He's got a lot of moves. Vito likes to capture guys, suplex them, hit him with those hard forms, just like his brother Brandon.
He's not quite as violent with the forearms. Don't know if there's a long list of broken jaws as a result of Vito Tomaselli forearms.
But anything can happen on any given night. And it could be Chuck's jaw that gets broken tonight.
Was that a little bit of Claudio from Chuck Taylor there?
I tell you, if you want to mimic anyone, not only in IWA Mid-South, but in professional wrestling, Claudio is one to mimic. As Chuck Taylor's taking it to the mat with Brandon, or with Vito, excuse me.
Well, they're hard to tell apart, you know.
It's a good thing one has hair.
Yeah. So Chuck Taylor doing this just the right way, you know. Don't get ahead of yourself. When you are the prohibitive favorite, you got to make sure that you don't make the big mistake. You don't let your opponent get that one big mistake to get him back into this matchup. And as long as he stays on that arm, Chuck Taylor is going to advance in this tournament.
Jim, Chuck just went a little low with that drop kick. We've seen him get a lot of air and connect with the jaw, but there, precision-style drop kick right to the arm. He didn't go as high as he could, but he went as effective as he could, connecting with the arm, and now he's continuing to dominate with Vito on the outside.
They tell you the biggest knock against Vito is the man's ego, and it's got to be killing him that Chuck Taylor is working over the arm right now, because now he can't pat himself on the back when the night's over with.
Very true. It's amazing for as big of a jerk that Chuck Taylor can get. The IWA faithful really likes him.
Well, because the IWA faithful, whether you're a jerk, whether you're an ass, they appreciate talent. And, I mean, look at all the hardcore guys that do the extreme wrestling here in IWA Mid-South. Like, only Freak Show gets booed. The fans respect everybody else. They cheer everybody else. It's like only Freak Show gets booed.
And that's due to other actions that he's taken, really going beyond the limits. Big back body drop. Vito's coming back. Drop kick of his own. Vito looking for anything that he can get to get that advantage on Chuck Taylor. He's got a lot to prove tonight. We've already talked about it, but he has so much to prove. And not only as a singles competitor, but just his status in IWA Mid-South. Catching Chuck from behind. Soul food by Chuck Taylor. Once again going after that arm. That's a move that can disconnect the shoulder. However, Vito showing no ill effects. Just that once that adrenaline kicks in, you forget the pain that's in your body and you just go for those instinct maneuvers. But you can still tell that it's hurting Vito. It may not have been the smartest move for him to go for, using his arm, but it did work. However, it did work against him as well.
Well, see, this is where Vito is going to be in trouble, because, you know, he's used to having Sal or Brandon there to tag out, to get the feeling back into his arm, take a break, relax a little bit, or even if not that, at least have
Chuck Taylor with that jackknife hold. Thought he was going for the awful waffle, turned into a power bomb. Go ahead and continue, Jim.
So say, even if it wasn't just being able to tag out to that partner to go rest on the outside, get the feeling back in the arm and recuperate physically, mentally, there's a huge difference when you don't have that partner out there, because that partner can give you advice. He might be seeing something that you're doing wrong tonight. He might be seeing something that your opponent's doing, you know, give you some advice. You know, think, you know, this might be coming, that might be coming. Vito's out here all by himself tonight, and that is a world of difference.
He's lost that advantage of having the third-person perspective in the match. It's all him and Chuck Taylor at this point. And now these two are taking a big risk going up top. Superplex of epic proportions, bringing Chuck Taylor down. It's a big move by Vito.
Did not have the result that he was looking for there. You know, when you're falling from that high up in the air and crashing down onto wood and steel, that jars the hell out of that injured arm. Vito's going to have to start thinking about doing moves that are going to be low impact on that arm.
Got him caught up top. Calling for the DVD. Chuck Taylor able to avoid it. Into the awful waffle, Jim. Leaving a bad taste in the mouth of Vito Tomaselli as Chuck Taylor advances in the tournament.
This one's underway, and I'm going to tell you right now, I don't like Too Cold Scorpio's chances in this matchup. The man last night was in a war with Roderick Strong. He's got a busted lip. What did he say? My back's all jacked up.
Back jacked up, pretty much every part of the body.
Chest was caved in.
Which was the plan all along of bringing in a guy like Roderick Strong.
But not only that, then Too Cold Scorpio gets up at the crack of dawn, gets onto a plane, flies out to New York to go to a wrestling convention and sign autographs all day, then gets back on a plane to fly back here. So the man got beat up last night. He didn't get any rest. He got in here late tonight, shows up, and then thinks he's going to walk into the ring and defeat Claudio Castagnoli. I don't like his chances.
Not only that, Jim, these guys are in the 4th of 4 matches for the first round. So whoever advances here is going to go into their second round match at a big disadvantage because they have the least amount of time to recover out of anyone. And that's going to be a really big deciding factor in tonight's tournament, I believe.
Well, again, that's Ian Rotten's placement of the matches. Yep. He said last night that Too Cold Scorpio has less of a chance of leaving here tonight as IWA heavyweight champion than Jimmy Jacobs has of leaving as champion tomorrow. So I'm hoping and I am praying to God that Too Cold Scorpio does not win tonight, because that means that Jimmy Jacobs' odds just go up astronomically tomorrow.
Regardless of all these circumstances, we have a veritable dream match on our hands. First time encounter between Claudio Castagnoli and Too Cold Scorpio. Scorpio was one of the first guys I saw when I started watching professional wrestling. And Claudio, as I've been getting into independent wrestling, Claudio was one of the first guys that I had noticed there as well. And just in the past couple of years here, Claudio's stock has risen so high as the most money-making man in professional wrestling. And just the talent between these two is so astronomical. It's something that people have wanted to see for a long time coming, and IWA Mid-South is delivering it tonight.
Well, here's the thing, usually Claudio can use that European style to his advantage. He can focus his attack on the European uppercuts and the European style and flabbergast his opponent. Well, Too Cold Scorpio has spent a lot of time wrestling in Germany and all across Europe. He knows that style. He can go hold for hold with that style. So that is going to take away a lot of the advantage that Claudio could have in this matchup.
Scorpio's not going to be caught off guard by that style from Claudio. I believe Scorpio even lived in Germany for a couple years. However, with the power of Claudio, even when you know it's coming, it's one of those situations where you know what's coming at you and you have no time to stop it. And once that impact connects, Scorpio is just going to be out on his feet at some point.
Well, that goes without saying. If you see the train coming it's still going to hurt like a bitch when it hits you. And right now, Claudio has the control. You know, he's been here relaxing all day. He's been laying in the back. I saw him 3 or 4 times with ice bags all over his body from that encounter with Elgin last night. But he's been resting. He's been relaxing. He hasn't been flying across the country and back.
Yeah. He stayed in Joliet all night.
You know, just so he can get a couple extra $100 into his pocket. You know, when you are the richest man in wrestling and making more money than anybody else in wrestling, you don't have to jet set from one side of the continent to the other to pick up a few $100s to sign autographs.
Plus, Jim, despite all the punishment he took from Michael Elgin last night, he's got a lot of momentum coming into this matchup since he was victorious last night. And he's definitely going to need that momentum to take on a veteran like Too Cold Scorpio. Now we see a bit of the seesaw effect here. Scorpio has nowhere to go, and he is caught. He sees that uppercut coming. And like we said, he's feeling that impact. Not just in the jaw, all throughout the body. It's the impact that Claudio lays in those moves. Just jars you from head to toe.
And as hard as it is to tell, I was able to notice when Scorpio walked past me earlier tonight, he does have a fat lip.
And that could be a target for Claudio. If he's able to bust up his lip again, it's really going to throw Scorpio off. Because anytime you got a wound like that, an injury, you're going to notice it.
Well, every one of those European uppercuts is going to be hitting him right in the mouth.
That wound could just keep getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, it's going to, and then Scorpio's going to be swallowing his blood in this matchup, and that can go either one of two ways, because they always say that the caged animal, the wounded animal, is the most dangerous. But it could also go the other way. It could also take all the fight out of you. I mean, with no rest, with no preparation for this match. If he starts swallowing blood and starts getting winded and tired and sore and hurt, he might just quit.
I don't know if the Scorpio has any quit in him though. He has been, like we said, he's been wearing himself down. He had that hard-fought match last night. Flew to New York this morning. Flew back. And he's really just been wearing himself down. And Ian knew about that, putting him on last in these opening round matches. And it's a risk that Ian's going to take on Claudio to have him be in this last match as well. But if anyone can beat Scorpio, it's going to be a guy like Claudio.
Now Claudio's got to make sure he does not get frustrated with this.
I think they're getting funky. Uniquely going low with the test of strength. Both of them have great balance, low center of gravity.
Well, see, it's a lot like being an offensive lineman in the NFL. You need to get up underneath the shoulder pads. You need to get lower than your opponent. When Claudio's towering over him, if Scorpio goes up high, all the advantage and all the momentum is with Claudio, with the power going down, forcing Scorpio down. But if you get both guys low, then Scorpio can get the advantage.
Right now, though, Scorpio goes up top. Nice seated drop kick. But he caught himself. He set himself up now for the big swing of Claudio. Claudio picking up that big frame.
Wow!
Look at the rotations, Jim. And he had him even the whole time. That whole time, Scorpio was just above the bottom rope and just below the second rope. Kept him that even level. Shows the precision of Claudio, the strength that he's got in that body.
I think we're about 5 seconds away from seeing what Scorpio had for lunch.
And hopefully it's not mixed up with blood from a bloody lip. Scorpio was able to catch Claudio off guard there. One of his patented side kicks. It's a move he's used for years, and it's a move that's really turned the tide in his favor in many matches.
And we've been talking about how ill-prepared Scorpio's been coming into this weekend, not knowing who his opponents are, hadn't have Roderick Strong's name said to him a couple of times, jet setting across the country, not taking it seriously. But even that being said, Scorpio's still one of the best. It's going to take Claudio's best here tonight in order to defeat Too Cold Scorpio. And if he does that, you can't take anything away from Claudio. He's going to earn this victory tonight if he defeats Too Cold Scorpio.
Jim Scorpio is a professional, always at the top of his game, and he always brings it here in IWA Mid-South. Never an off night for Scorpio. He's always going to bring the best fight he has, and he's going to have to do it tonight. If he wants to win the title, he has got to do it 3 times. Barring any other incidents, he's going to have to do it 3 times to win the title. And he's going through a tough field.
You know, most of these competitors in this tournament, Hero, Chuck Taylor, Claudio, Claudio, the first promotion in the United States he worked for was IWA. Those guys, I don't doubt their love for IWA at all. They want to win this tournament because they want to be the IWA Mid-South World Heavyweight title. Too Cold Scorpio wants to win it to stick it in the crawl of Ian Rotten. And Ian Rotten just showed why
he is a ring veteran. Snuck in, tripped up Scorpio. Scorpio was able to avoid it, but now he gets caught with the Ricola bomb.
But that right there showed why Ian said that Scorpio had little to no chance of winning here tonight, because he was going to cheat, which is exactly what he said I can't do tomorrow.
Next IWA World Champion. Right here, baby. Good job.